and I want to welcome you to our online oil camp. This is the second class in our series, and tonight we're going to be balancing chakras. We're doing this with a very dear friend of ours. Her name is Ramona, and she lives part-time in Nebraska and part-time in Florida, and she is a member of our doTERRA group, but she's got a lot of experience above and beyond essential oils. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't pull up Ramona's video. So just bear with me for a second. Oh gosh, I have so much on the screen. Okay, here it is, right under here. And let's make sure we can see this. All right, and we'll go ahead and start. And if you have any questions, we'll catch up with you on the other end, okay?
Are we recording? Yeah. Hi, I'm Julie, and I want to introduce Ramona. She is one of my team leaders, and she's been doing Reiki, unbeknownst to her, since her childhood. And she's been officially kind of doing it for 8 years. She's in some great energy work groups, and we are super fortunate to have her here tonight to walk us through our chakras and some meditation. So
hi. It's so glad. I'm so happy to be here with everyone. So let's see here. So tonight we're going to talk about the chakras and how they are our energy centers, and how when they are not moving, how it correlates to kind of like a stuckness, I'm going to say, how we sometimes can feel stuck in our lives, and in a sense that can correlate to illness. So we can go through that, and sometimes we can use the oils, we can use crystals along with them in order to generate the movement and the energy within the chakra system. So let's see, let's open up with a grounding meditation, and then we'll get right into our chakras, and then we're going to make a roller ball, and you can choose whatever chakra that resonates with you. So, hey, we're going to go into our grounding right now. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and kind of relax. Let the day just melt away. So you're going to breathe in for a count of 3. You're going to hold it at the top. Say, I am, and slowly release it. And when you release it, release the tension that is held in your shoulders, that's held in your neck, that's held in your body. Breathe in again. At the top, say, I am. And release it again, a nice, slow breath. And feel your legs relax, your feet ground on the floor. And when you're ready, we're going to take another breath in. Holding it, we're going to draw white light through the crown, down through our third eye, our throat chakra, leading out. Release the breath slowly. Continue the light down through your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your root, down through your legs, down through your feet, grounding down into the earth. when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll start. Okay, so now that we're all relaxed and ready for our new awakening of our chakra systems, there are 7 primary chakras. You've got the crown, the third eye. The crown is at the very top of your head, which is, okay, what do we got going on here? So you've got the crown at the very top of your head, pretty much in the center. You've got your third eye, which is located right between your eyebrows. You've got your heart chakra. You've got your throat chakra. You've got your solar plexus, which is kind of like right in the middle underneath your rib cage. You've got your sacral and your root. So we're going to go into the crown. The crown chakra is where we draw in the universal white light. It also is, it influences our deeper understanding. It's our connection to spirituality and our higher self and our life purpose is typically our crown. And it helps for a better understanding of self. For the crown chakra, it's usually the grounding oils. So you've got frankincense, you've got sandalwood. They're calling for geranium and lavender. And for this class, for our handout, that's what we're using. There are some other ones that you could use for the crown, which could be lemon, melissa, chamomile, rosemary, or also some other ones. Typically, the color associated with the crown chakra is violet. And with that, some of the physical and mental stuff that happens with the crown chakra is you could experience for an underactive crown chakra, you could experience separation or isolation, lack of belief, or just some. And overactive is what they consider a spiritual addiction, a disassociation of body. So, and it comes out in our physical body as an ailment of dementia or autoimmune disorders, coma, migraines, brain tumors, cognitive dissolutions. So picture with the chakras, I kind of will explain. Picture a disc, and this disc is spinning, and that's what each one of our chakras is actually. It's energetically spinning, and that's why they're called our energy centers. When they're stuck, they're not spinning, they're not working. When there's trauma, they could be spinning, they're imbalanced. So their spinning is backwards instead of should be on a clock rotation. you know, moving to the right is the way the energy spins. So typically it's movement, exercise is a good one that can get them going. Oils, essential oils is another good remedy for them. And so with our crown chakra, we would mix our roller ball and put the blend. You could put it on your fingers. I don't typically like it like all over my hair. So I will put it on my fingers and rub it into my crown. And then you can set an intention. You can say, my crown is wide open. I am receiving the energy that I want to receive, or whatever your intention is that makes you feel good. That's what you use. So, and maybe at the end, I will give you some. For instance, here's one: a crown. As a being of clarity, peace, gratitude, and joy, I radiate unconditional love. So that could be your intention in order to help get your crown chakra open and working, spinning in the right direction. Okay. Second one is our third eye. And there's a reason why they say it's our seeing eye. Our third eye is what influences the areas of our mind. It controls our common sense, our wisdom. It also is our intuition center, the ability to think and make decisions. It's our memory retention, it's our dreams, it's our spirituality, everything that has to do with that universal energy, our psychicness, our clairvoyantness comes through the third eye. Your seeing, feelings, all of that. So when your third eye is, your chakra is stuck, you could experience migraines. You could experience, let's see here. I wrote all this stuff down so that way I wouldn't forget it because there's so much information. Neurological disorders, personality disorders, scalp hair issues, vision problems, mental illness. It's all like right here. So in order to release the energy in your third eye, we're going to do a blend of clary sage, lavender, frankincense, and lemongrass. And we can do a roller ball with that. Let's see here. Our heart chakra is our next one. Or I'm sorry, we're going to back up. We're going to do the throat chakra, because the throat chakra, I find, which happened to be my throat chakra, was stuck for many, many years. And it was very difficult for me to speak my truth and not feel like I was judged by it, or to speak it with grace. You know, it's like, it's one thing to speak your truth, but to be able to speak it with ease and grace is a whole nother thing. So when your throat chakra is stuck, you could tend to have issues of GERD, which is right there, sore throats, sinus issues, because it all goes up into the facial cavities. And I have found that there's a correlation between the heart chakra and the throat chakra, because with that, you're feeling something in your heart. And when your throat is not working properly, your throat chakra is not working properly, I think your heart chakra also, it could be out of balance a bit also. So we're going to address both of those. So with our throat chakra, you could experience, like I said, nasal area, teeth or gums, irritated sinuses, jaw pain like TMJ, disorders of the throat, ears, voice, neck, inlets, and esophagus tonsils. So, and there is an underactive and an overactive. So there is so much information to cover. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to cover all of it, but we'll see what we can do. So for an underactive throat chakra, it's suppressed feelings, fear of expression, fear of offending others, shyness, weak voice, poor rhythm. Or on the opposite end of that, the overactive is excessive talking, stuttering, inability to listen, gossiping, or dominating voice, tendency to interrupt. And I believe that at certain times, until we find that balance, you can go from, it can teeter. And then once you find the balance in that, and you feel comfortable within your voice and speaking your truth, you find that balance with grace. So that way it's not one or the other. It's just you communicate easily, clearly, confidence, your rhythm, sense of timing, and it shows in your body language. So then with throat chakra, if that resonates with you, you're going to have lavender, cypress, and lime. And the color is blue. So, and I've heard some people say that if you wear a lot of a certain color, that helps generate. I'm not so sure about that, but you may find that you generate towards you will choose your choice of color will change depending on what's going on or maybe what's needed within your chakras. So it's like, for me, for a while there, it's like I loved yellow. Now I carry less about yellow and I'm all about blue and violets. And it's where you're at energy-wise. So it's like if you wear red, man, you feel empowered, or you want to kick somebody's behind, one or the other. So it just depends on what's going on, what's feeling. So if you feel empowered, that's the positive sign of your root chakra. But if you want to kick somebody's butt, that's an overactive, that's not a good root chakra going on there. So take notice of that. It's something different. So, okay, heart chakra. So the heart chakra holds everything for us. It holds our love. It holds our anger. It holds our self-confidence issues. It holds a lot of who we are. It holds past, present, and future is in our heart. Because in your past, you know, from a child, you could go back and you store it in your heart. It's like your mind may have come to terms with it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your heart has. Your heart has its own timing. So with that, it's our heart chakra is our ability to give and receive in a healthy way. It also influences our ability to cope with sadness, betrayal, abandonment, death, issues with loved ones. It's an integral part of our soul, of who we are. So on many different levels. So with our heart, let's see here, where am I? So if your heart chakra is stuck, you could experience disorders of the heart, lungs, thymus, breast, arms, shortness of breath, circulation problems, asthma, immune system deficiencies. So if your heart is underactive, it shows in feelings of shyness, fear of getting hurt, feelings of loneliness, of being unloved, suspicious, possessiveness, antisocial, judgment, fear of relationship. And that's if it's underactive. If it's overactive, it could be overly empathetic, overly concerned, poor boundaries, codependency, clinging, tendency to stay in abusive relationships. It's more codependency if the heart is overactive, because you're more empathetic, and I mean, you're giving more of yourself and you're not holding yourself as dear as you should. And with that, let's see here. The color is green for the heart. So cypress, grapefruit, and marjoram is going to be the 3 oils that we're going to use for a rollerball, if that resonates for you, for your heart. The next one is which is the solar plexus, which is actually the 3rd solar plex, because it starts, actually the first one is the root, and then it just moves up from there. So I did it from like 7, 6, 5, 4. The 3rd one is the solar, okay? So the solar plexus is, I attribute that to, it's like your diaphragm. It's going to be like your diaphragm. So, and that for me that's my energy center. It's everybody's energy center, but for me, it's my clairvoyant energy center. That's where I get my intuition, and it goes straight to my solar plexus. And so I feel it, you'll feel it as butterflies or a knowing or whatever, and it's working in that solar plexus for me. So if I come upon something and I get that flutter, I know that intuitively, whatever message or feeling I'm picking up, that's my clairvoyance happening, because it happens in my solar plexus. So our solar plexus let's see here, it's your eating, it's your digestive, it's your, it's like if you're low self-esteem, weak will, your the victim mentality, unable to take responsibility, attraction to stimulants, you're going to feel that that's an underactive solar plex. And then for an overactive solar plex, it's aggression, bossy, power hungry, narrow-mindedness, attraction to sedatives. And it shows up in the physical form within your body as eating, intestinal, or digestive disorders. And it correlates to like hypoglycemic, diabetes, eczema, food allergies, chronic fatigue, depression, disorders of the stomach, pancreas, gallbladder, and liver. And the oils that we're going to use for this is bergamot, grapefruit, cassia, and cypress. And once I'm done explaining all this, I'm going to just go back through quick and tell you where to put each oil in correlation to the solar plexus, the chakras. So then, okay, so that's our third one. So the next one is going to be the sacral. And that is down kind of towards your butt, you know, in the back there towards the end. And that is in correlation to the reproductive organs. When your sacral is out of whack and is stuck, you could experience reproductive organ problems, disorders, fertility, urinary tract problems, spleen, gallbladder, kidney, menstrual, sexual dysfunction, lack of flexibility, and deadened senses. That seems to be, the sacral is where we hold our sexual desire. And I have noticed that if your heart is hurting, if your heart chakra is off because, let's say, you're in an unhealthy relationship, it affects your heart and it affects your sacral, because it all kind of goes down in line. So maybe you're not able to voice that you're unhappy. So you've got the throat, you've got the heart, and you've got the sacral, because then you're not intimate either. You're not sexually intimate with whoever you're unhappy with. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. Let's see here. So with the sacral, it poses imbalances and polar opposites. Okay. Now for the root. The root chakra is, when I do grounding, I ground from the root. That to me is my energy center, and I take it straight down. So it's the core, it's our balance. It all comes from the root. When we're off balance, your root chakra is off balance. It's out of whack. Okay. So can lead to feeling ungrounded, confused, lack of ability to move forward, and in our physical body, it can correspond to constipation, lower back and sciatica pain, issues with legs, feet, knees, groin, hips, ankles, rectal, anal problems. So it could be excessive or deficient. So it just depends on how your physical body is reacting. In our handout, it shows vetiver, cedarwood, and patchouli. So if this resonates with you, those are the oils that you're going to use. There's other oils that you can use, but those are, to me, those are the grounding. I love patchouli, love cedarwood, and vetiver is a fantastic choice also. So they're all very grounding oils. And I have to say, I tend to use patchouli and cedarwood quite a bit, especially when I know that I've got a busy day ahead of me and I need grounding. So, and with that, okay, so we've hit all of our 7 chakras. And so I'm going to start from the crown, which is number 7. So we're going to apply it right in the middle, probably a little more towards the front of our, right on top of our head. That's our crown chakra. Our throat chakra can be applied. I apply when I'm thinking about my throat. I apply it just not directly on my throat. I apply it like right here, down a little bit. It still hits, I don't know whether you can see that or not, but it's below. You've got your throat, your thyroid. Yes, right here. Perfect. That's your throat. Okay. Heart, I put it right on my heart and I rub it in really good and all over. So you can do it however you want to do it. Solar plexus, again, I'm going to try to show you, and I'm going to have to stand up. So I'll show you. So solar plexus is like right here. So it's like right, if you feel your rib cage, it's directly underneath your breastbone, right in the middle of your ribs is your solar plexus. Then your sacral is kind of down in here. You probably can't see it, but it's kind of up, down. Like, I think of it as in your pelvis area. So if you do it like you look at your hips, go directly in, just down a little bit, that's going to be like your sacral area is down in there. And then your tailbone is your root. So, and you can apply that. Don't put it in your butt. I mean, you're not going to do that, but put it on top. Put it like right below, and I'll show you. So you put it like right there. That's good enough. It gets to the point, so then that way you don't have any issues. And then, let me see, my chair just fell. Okay, so how are we doing on time? Let me see where the time is at. Let's see. Oh, okay. So now, since there's no questions or anything, I don't think we have questions. And
I have a little question for you.
Sure.
We talked about how you can have these discs which represent each chakra and they're spinning.
Yes.
And have one that maybe isn't in harmony with the other ones, or it's spinning the wrong way, or it's stuck. And I'm wondering if you can make more than one of these roller balls to address other areas of imbalance. So, you know, I always think that my throat chakra is an issue. And so I'm going to make that one for sure. But then I might want to make that heart one too, because you said they kind of go together.
Absolutely.
So say, make two and just play with them for a while and see how you're dealing with that vibrational energy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. You can make as many of these chakra blends as you see fit. Whatever resonates with you, you can make them. And actually, I mean, you can make all 7, because at any given time, depending on what's happening within your physical life, you may need one. You may wake up one day, it might be a full moon out, and you feel like your third eye is off, or your throat. It's like maybe there's something happening at work and you feel like you can't communicate and speak your truth. Well, grab your throat chakra roller ball and put a little on there, throw it in your bag and take it to work with you and think, oh shoot, I need a little throat help today.
It's like an emotional first aid kit, really.
Yes.
You can make all of these.
Yeah.
Just a nice little case and keep it in your handbag, and as you needed them, you can pull them out.
Right, because whether we recognize it or not, it's like we have our own energy within our physical body that we're dealing with, and our own energy fields, but then we also have the energy field of people around us, which we take on that energy and it affects us. And however, it might not even be our stuff, but yeah, we absorb it and it can affect us that way. And so it's better, I would make all of them and then have them ready whenever you need it. So identify with it.
Okay, that's great. And Julie, are you going to be able to help us with the labels for that? Yeah. Okay. So you're muted, honey. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm going to make the labels. I need to make them more simple, but they will have the name and the area to apply on the label.
All right, that's great. Because I think everybody would make these. I think that this, especially Ramona, with your beautiful description of how it appears when it's balanced and imbalanced or overactive, I think that's really going to resonate with people. They'll really be able to understand that some of their physical symptoms are being manifested by their emotional imbalances.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. So, do we have time to make one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make one.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop it there. And I wanted to know if anybody had any questions, any comments, and if you need any further clarification, I am happy to help you. I'm not an expert on chakras. That's why I have Ramona help us out tonight. But I did teach a class going back a couple of years, and I do have some notes from that class, and I'd be happy to share some information from my notes. Anybody have anything they want to say?
Wendy, can you hear me?
I can.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Am I muted? Hello, am I muted?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, I was reading, I think it was on Facebook, that you took a little test on chakras, and I took that same one. And I wanted to know how, did you feel it was pretty accurate? I think you and Julie both took it.
I took that when I taught this chakra class a couple of years ago.
Oh.
I thought it was very accurate then. And again this time. And I was surprised with what I found.
Mm-hmm.
I look at my own notes. So the first time I took it, it was my throat chakra. And I would definitely say that I have had issues. I have a little concern about hypothyroidism, and I had strep throat in December. I often have sinus issues. So I feel like my throat chakra was an issue. And I also feel that I'm not always comfortable speaking my mind. I can be a little bit reticent and hold back, especially with, my husband, he's kind of the breadwinner of the family. So I always kind of hold back. And now I'm feeling like I am working through that. And so when I took the quiz, it didn't come up throat chakra. It came up the root chakra. And I actually felt like that was pretty accurate for me this time.
And I felt like for me, it came out to be the heart chakra. And I also found it pretty accurate, but it's really amazing when you really think about it, that there are some things that you could never relate to that. And you think, wow, you know what? There's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah, there is. And I'm going to go ahead and read to you from my notes. So this is going back a few years, but healing the heart chakra is to move from feeling inadequate to worthy. And some of this might not directly resonate with you, but maybe just kind of let it wash over you and just get a sense of how you feel. And in my notes, do your best to forgive someone and let it go, because the heart chakra can kind of hang on to sorrow and grief. Make a list. I love this. Make a list of everyone you can think of who loves you or who has loved you, living or dead. Love is always current. It's always present, even when a relationship has ended or a person has died, and let the love sink in. And I just find that to be really comforting.
Oh, wow. Yes,
hope that
absolutely.
And I'm happy to share these notes with you. Maybe I'll put a little post on Facebook for some of these chakras and some of the things that you can do, not only with your essential oils, but with your choices that you make in your life. Okay?
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Anybody else have a comment? I'd love to hear from you. Anybody have maybe they didn't take the test, and maybe they was wondering about a physical ailment and how it relates. Linda, did you say something?
I took the test just at 6 o'clock or so before the meeting, and it came out heart chakra, which I thought was pretty interesting and pretty accurate for a lot of things. I also think that because of physical things that are going on in my body, that probably the sacral and the root chakra are also very important for me right now. So I need to make 3 roller bottles.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that plan. So I also have the symptoms of imbalance in my notes. It's similar to what Ramona said, and I think it just kind of adds a little bit more language. So some of the symptoms of imbalance for the heart chakra could be tendency to feel like a victim, being overly critical of others and oneself, disturbances associated with love and relationships. Physical symptoms are connected to the lungs, the ribs, the heart, things like hypertension.
How is this related to or in contradiction to the I am fabulous?
Well, I think that's a great question, Judy. And just off the top of my mind, Tara taught that class to us, and she will have better information than I will. I think she's on the call. But the woman that created that fabulous handout studies acupuncture and studies certain physical meridians in the body that are somewhat aligned with the melt method, actually, and reflexology, and these rivers of energy that run through the body, not the energy I think of when I think about chakras, but they go from your feet up your head and then back down your body to recirculating. So I think that this is a different type of energy, but I don't think it's one or the other. I think you can take from whatever resonates with you. Is that a fair answer, do you think?
Okay.
She can help us with that later, but I don't think it's right or wrong. Let's talk while we have Linda too about, did you say the root and sacral chakras were areas of concern? for you as well as the heart chakra?
Well, I've been having pain in my hip and leg on and off over the last year and a half. And so I think what she was talking about, the root chakra having to do with your legs and your feet, which is where I've had a lot of issues over the last few years. So I think that's relevant, even though it didn't come up on the test. And I don't remember all that she said about the solar plexus, but I do believe that I have some issues there with allergies to foods. And also, she said gallbladder and pancreas. Pancreas is blood sugar. So I think I've got 3 areas to work on. And you don't have necessarily just one stuck chakra. You can have all 7 chakras out of balance at the same time. So I wouldn't be concerned at all about treating 3 chakras in a day. I mean, because our chakras aren't stable. I mean, they're not going to be in balance forever, and they can be out of balance multiple at the same time. So
yeah, that's kind of what I was getting to when I asked my question. Like, one can the other one. I mean, they're not all in harmony with one another. One can affect the other one.
not
So
at
let's
all.
do the root chakra again. So it's located at the base of the spine. The symptoms of imbalance that I have in my notes are insecurity, worries of health, finances, quality and availability of housing. You can be dominated by lack or scarcity. You can be motivated by fear, anxiety, and worry. And here's some of the physical issues associated with the root chakra: your immune system, your hip, foot, knee, leg pain, sciatica, tailbone pain. And one of the things that can help heal it are not only our simple herbs, but very good foods that will strengthen the immune system. The suggestion I have in my notes for also helping you heal that root chakra is to go for a hike. Take yourself into the trees on a dirt path rather than walking on a sidewalk. Try to get more grounded in nature. It makes us feel better. Stanford researchers discovered marked changes in the brain after participants walked in grassland with trees and shrubs. Brain scans revealed high neural activity in the prefrontal cortex. And this region is active during repetitive negative thoughts prior to going for a walk. Walking in nature, not on the side, regulates negative emotions and brings you into the present. And we had a class this weekend on Saturday, and it was on neural plasticity, which is communication pathways in the body. It's a physical neural pathway from your brain through the rest of your body. And the body does that for an efficiency, for ease of movement, but it also does it for thought patterns. And it's very easy, we could all agree, to get kind of tied up in a negative cycle of a narrative in your mind that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, or you're not doing well enough. And you have to really learn how to break that cycle. And so I hear that walking in can give you just this cleansing of your thought patterns. So maybe that would be something that would be helpful. And
Standing barefoot in grass is a wonderful way to ground yourself.
Yes, I actually did a little video on that.
I don't have any grass.
You can come to my house. You can walk in my grass. And I have the whole golf course in the back. You can walk.
Okay. Watch out.
About the solar plexus. Let's talk about that one. So the solar plexus chakra is located in the upper abdomen. The symptoms of imbalances can be things like dissatisfied with social life and relationships, recognizing manipulative behaviors like excessive control over others, feelings of hopelessness, not following through with plans and ideas, and some of the health concerns are associated with the digestive system and the lymphatic system. And healing the solar plexus, you move from depressed to being filled with light. You want to improve your ability to be happy and improve your interpersonal relationships by tending and tending to others. This is another really lovely little exercise. So it's a gratitude visit. You want to think of someone who's done something important for you, but you never thanked them. in a letter, write down exactly what they did for you and the specific positive changes that occurred in your life because of their actions, and then meet with them in person and read your gratitude letter. I love that. I love that. So I think that some of these things are lovely to do in addition to using your essential oils and getting out in nature and feeding yourself really lovely foods. It's really a lovely way to kind of embrace your life, embrace all that is good of life. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Okay, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but why don't you all stay with me and let's chat a little bit more and see if I can stop sharing. There we go. And then let's say goodnight, but don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are.
Okay.